occupied almost all the time. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Right. And Dr. Manyasa, I mean, we are talking about, it's good you touched on it, so let me get just into it. We're talking about the grade E. And the new grading system that was brought in, actually put into place by the government, was actually to improve the performance of students. But when it comes to university transition, the question is, has it achieved that?
You know, the grading system was a small component of what needs to be done to improve the grades that learners obtain when they sit national examination. The grading system was meant to say a lot of candidates who are good in one area and not good in another have ended up not being able to progress to go and study what they are good in because they have been bogged down by what they are not good in. Case, for example, you have students who score S in sciences and who will score E's in arts, or score S in arts and will score E's in sciences. The previous grading system weighted these areas the same way, and it will mean that that candidate will end up being bogged down and not qualifying to proceed to university because of the areas that he's weak in or she's weak in, and areas which they're actually not going to study going forward. So that grading system was meant to address that. But on overall performance, it is the school factors that drive, school and home factors that drive the learning outcomes. And those factors are the schools adequately equipped? Are they adequately staffed? Are those schools properly led? Because leadership is very critical. In all the schools where you have seen good performance, there is also something very, very positive about the school heads. So those for me are the main factors. Right. If you have a school that is well equipped with the facilities, sufficient quantities and quality of facilities, and sufficient number of staff who are sufficiently motivated, and the right leadership, the learners will obtain good grades. They will perform well.
All right.
That is not what you find in majority of our schools, especially when you look at the smaller schools, sub-county schools. They don't have that. They have very little investment put in them. Most of them don't have even half of the number of teachers that they need. Most of them are struggling with leadership challenges as well.
Right.
I know that, for example, what has been happening is that if you are given a big school to head and you misbehave, then they take you to head a small school. And I have head teachers I can point out, I am not imagining. The question I keep asking myself is, they are punishing this head teacher by taking him or her to a small school. What has the children in those schools done to deserve the punishment? Because that punishment is two-way. It's not just going to be on the bad head teacher who is taken to a small school, but it's also going to be on the children who are unfortunate enough to be in that small school who are now given a bad leader, who will make it difficult for them to survive amidst all the other challenges that they face. And I think that those are critical issues that we need to look at when we're looking at overall improvement of quality of learning in our secondary schools.
All right. And Kahi,